Hello and welcome to Reviews. What can I say? Man Eaters number 2. This book is garbage. It's not even printed well. It doesn't really line up. The little cardstock cover. Why am I doing this to myself? This book, I'm just going to tell you right up, it's garbage. This is a crap book. I mean, I'm getting that out of the way. You don't need to go to the end to see that, and oh, maybe it'll be some type of hot take on it and it'll redeem. No, this book is crap. I mean, you look at, imagine you're at the store and you see this on the cover. What design person thought, hey, you know what? You know what will sell our comic? A tampon on the cover, but we'll put a little cat thing on it, you see? And, if you want to drive the point home, oh, hey, yeah, period. So, yeah, if you've somehow been lucky enough to miss what the heck this book is about, basically in this world, in the world of man-eaters, toxoplasmosis, that parasite that cats carry, basically, if you're infected with it, you don't just become no longer afraid of cats like a mouse does. No, you actually turn into a werecat and attack people. Yeah, yeah. You know what? I need to talk about this cover for just a minute. Um, when I saw this at the comic shop, they did have another version, a a second cover that was $1 more. This was $4, but it was iridescent. It's kind of a prettier, shinier cover. I wasn't going to spend an extra dollar on this crap. So yeah, someone thought, hey, you know what? This is a great cover, but what would bump it up a little bit more? Let's make it shiny. Yeah, that's a great idea. When gimmick covers started, like around Ghost Rider number 15 back in the 90s, it made sense. It was just a close-up of his flaming skull, and they made it glow in the dark. It looked cool. Some covers, they did afterwards, like making Iron Man with a chrome, with a foil cover. It looked good. Why would you make a shiny, cover, an iridescent cover of this to make it that much more special? It was just announced this book is getting a second printing. Yeah, who's buying this crap? Who is buying this garbage? Before I go into this book, I sent a picture of this book to several female friends of mine. And when I say female, I don't mean identifying as female. I mean women who have had a need to use products like this in the past, whether it be a tampon, whether it be a pad or a cup. And I asked them, you see this on the cover. You see this book, what do you think? And I got a little piece. There's some fuzz here. Look at that. Don't even know where that came from. Um, and I got reactions from that range from ooh and that is so unappealing. My favorite was, oh, they make abortion cards now? That was clever. I did like that one. But yeah, let's go ahead. Let's just pop into this book. There's no ads. I mean, you get 22 pages. That's it. Has sequential art. It qualifies as a comic. It opens with little like PSA here. She's your princess today, but will she be a monster tomorrow? Blah blah blah. It has the fine point here about the symptoms of the toxoplasmosis X. And if it will zoom in, my camera doesn't want to focus because I have a potato for a phone. One of the symptoms, it goes through. It looks pretty much like period symptoms: tension, anxiety, depression, crying, mood swings, physical changes, rage against the patriarchy. Wait, what? Rage against the patriarchy. Okay. It doesn't say anything about raging against ghosts or anything. Other things that don't exist. So, first page is the public warning. This comic may attract girls and women. If you see a girl or woman in your area, remain calm. What? what? Why are we doing this whole Riot Girls type thing? Oh, so the book is the main character, Maud. She's just found out at the end of the last issue. She's a 12-year-old girl. She just started her period. So she's basically looking around, taking inventory of the bathroom, menstruation. Day 2. I've been spending a lot of time in the bathroom. So, of course, the dad is getting concerned, and she has the instructions for the tampon. And I don't even know if I can show this. I don't know if YouTube will be weird about it, but I looked this up. I did homework on this book. I looked up several things. This is apparently, according to Mum, the website, the Museum of Menstruation. It's a real thing. They That's where they actually got this from. This is a real thing, down to the question and answers, for a company, for a product called Persets. Now, I'm a guy. While I have bought, feminine hygiene products for women in the past, I've never actually opened it. Why would I? It's a waste of a tampon, right? And, but yeah, this is real. I don't even know if with a defunct company or whatever, if they can get in trouble for this. But yeah, this is, about 80% of a page is to make a point. And as you can see, she's sitting here looking at the instructions going, seriously? So yeah, like I said, she just started her period. And, which means that she's now at risk for becoming a cat creature that's going to go on a killing rampage. See these eyes so blue, that kind of thing. And then we get famous women through history. Yeah, and all all had their period. The global hormone initiative, blah blah blah. Women used to get their periods all the time, and they just walked around bleeding. It was pretty badass. Why? Okay, you know what? I am a mature guy, as someone that has been with women, been in relationships with women. This eventually comes up. I'm mature. I can discuss these things. I'm not one of those guys that's, it's gross. Get your bleeding parts away from me. Oh, unclean. But why are the far left radical feminists so obsessed with periods? It's really kind of weird. I've talked to women. I've talked to feminist women, and they don't like periods. They don't like getting periods, and I don't blame them. There's, it's a necessary biological thing for childbirth. For getting ready for childbirth. For being able to be pregnant, but no one enjoys this. But the far left radical feminists kind of weaponize it. And if it's we'll make you uncomfortable with something that's uniquely feminine. Yes, so? Anything feminine shaped, you like to say that it's male gaze, cover it up, but this book spends a lot of time on periods. That's all I'm going to say. And it doesn't need to. So here's our main character, Maud, and her dad, who is a homicide detective, and she's still in her, can you say that, pussy hat? I guess you can. They say it on national TV, so. And, of course, she's a moody teenage girl, a preteen girl. And so the dad's trying to ask what's wrong over dinner. And she gets this line, stop interrogating me. Okay, yes, I admit it. I use your mustache scissors to trim my pubic hair. Okay? Are you happy? Get off my back. Sometimes you go to say something and the wrong thing comes out? That's about the proper reaction to that. But no, let's just up the stakes. Let's double down. You're probably thinking, wait, she has pubic hair? Yes, I do, Dad. And it's unruly, Dad. It requires maintenance. So that's what I was doing in the bathroom just now. That's why it took a while, in case you were wondering. Dinner conversation. Oh, but look, And look, she's so hungry, because of the whole starting her period thing. She's going to eat like those Japanese animes. So, yeah, the period symptoms, cramping, tenderness, food cravings. And the dad says, I know exactly what you're going through, Maud. You get this. I swear that's a scene from The Shining when the blood starts rolling down the elevator. I almost bet that's where they took this from. Um, you don't have to feel awkward or ashamed. I've been anticipating this conversation for a while now. You're terrified. You're overwhelmed. I wish I could make it go away. The one funny part in this book. The one part that I said, okay, that's kind of funny. He says that I wish I could make it go away. But your mother insisted on coming. So during this whole thing, where they're sitting at dinner, the mother's just not saying anything at all during this whole little outbreak. Yeah. So we find out that the mother is part of that group that was introduced last issue. I already forgot what their stupid acronym was. It's not like they actually say it again in here, but the team that actually hunts down these were-panthers, these cat people. So this is where I kind of have a problem. So she just says over dinner she has pubes. You have a dad that's a homicide detective, a mom who's part of that group, and no one starts to think, hey, what about our daughter? I don't even understand quite how this works in universe. They say they have drugs that I guess make period stop, some kind of like IUD device. And they showed that little scene of all the girls lined up and each with their little Defiant t-shirts. So do they round the girls up? What exactly? Is it just a chance? The parents know that she's had a cat in the past. So what are they doing? Let's just sit down and watch TV. Mom, big animal vet, head of an entire regional task force in charge of keeping the Pacific Northwest safe from killer panther monsters. Dad, he's falling asleep. Aw, regular old homicide detective. Chelsea Kane hates men. Okay? It's obvious she hates men because she has done her best to paint the father in a really bad light. He was all dressed silly in the previous issue. Here he is. He's falling asleep after dinner while the girls are watching the TV show. And he's just a regular old homicide detective. It's not easy to become a homicide detective, okay? It's not like you just sign up and they take your application. Anyone who's worked with police knows that that is a respectful job. He's just a regular old homicide detective. But, mom's the vet that hunts after these monsters. Okay, maybe between the two, that's maybe a little cooler job, but we'll just slam the dad. Why not? So, as they're watching TV, the mom and dad both get signaled. Looks like I've got to run. And, the daughter figures out there's been another murder. Does she ever take this stupid hat off? It's not even like a year ago, maybe, but is it really relevant now? But they argue about what to do with the daughter. And you remember what I was just saying about the father not having no respect? So he says, Maud isn't a kid anymore. She doesn't need a babysitter. She is self-sufficient and responsible and wholly her own person, which you would know if you were around on a regular basis. He didn't actually say that. My dad doesn't say a lot of things. So yeah, he's just kind of meekly doesn't speak up, even though you sure spoke up when it came to the mustache trimmers. So the daughters, complain, how am I supposed to be a badass if you won't let me be brave? And, they're arguing, you don't know what this infection does to people. The ferocity of the mauling yesterday, it's the worst I've ever seen. If she's attacked again tonight, it means she's on a spree. we're going to have to declare a public emergency, mandatory testing, detainment centers. Remember, their daughter, they know she's just now starting her period, because, she has pubes, it has started, it's right around the corner, so I'm going to have to skip a couple pages. They go to the crime scene, and they're in a dark room, and the dad has the idea, he's with the group, and this is just, his idea face that the mom had pointed out. These are the signs. My mom called it something else. Now, while they're investigating, they're just using flashlights. Isn't that better? The mom says lights. Weapons up. Lights now. So they have to turn off the lights because the were creature is there. Because he's just a homicide detective, remember? No respect. No one thought, hey, if we're going to bring him in, we should tell him not to turn on the lights. This is not an entirely new thing. You would think the police would have some type of directive. If not turning on the lights is that important, he would know not to do that. But hey, we have to paint the dad as bad. Even though he's the one with custody of the daughter. How interesting is that? A lot of times, the mother gets the custody of the child, especially when it's a female child. It's not like the mother's unfit. She's got a great job. She's a vet. She's with this, this strike team, whatever. But maybe she's too busy. That's why the father has has custody. I just had to point that out. And so they take their flashlights in, and they're trying to build up mood here. And then they find the victim. And again, it's a girl talking. For some reason, it's a girl talking about how her mother taught her to walk like a cat. And, oh, hey, we have to learn what these signs are. Hey, we have to spell this out for you. These comics have to spell everything out. Even if you don't know, all the different symbols, what, counting and everything, people can figure this out. Stop, point over there. So yeah, here's the latest victim, and the cat comes out and attacks the dad. So she chases him out with the whatever, is that a stun gun? Is that what that's supposed to be? Finds him, outside. He's okay. It looks like he's not, but he's actually fine. You always do this. You always are. Impossible. So then the helicopters show up. Now, if having lights on is the worst thing to do, maybe it's just when it's cornered in a house, why do you have a helicopter with a spotlight shining down? Then we have the babysitter coming up again, singing Lion King songs, and Maud, you okay in there? And that's where the book ends. To be continued. And then we get this stupid map in the back. Safe places to hide in the event of a cat attack. Supplement paid for by men and boys. Because men and boys are afraid of women. And if you look at this map, it's like one of those family circus things where you trace it doesn't even make sense, what the safe zones are. A kitchen, dining room here, is that a closet? It just looks like they randomly took a house layout, drew some people in, just randomly labeled safe zones, which they probably did, given the fact that one of the pages was 80%, the instruction booklet from an old brand of tampons. Yeah. Ours got made easy money on that one, didn't they? And then the last page, Dead Samurai Haikus by Emily Powell. I looked this. I did homework, but I just slammed it away. I did homework on this. I looked up stuff. I couldn't find out who this person is. If this is a real girl, or maybe it's a friend of Chelsea Kane. And it's just kind of stupid, I don't even know. We need a page to fill. So, Dead Samurai Haikus. Oh, we need to fill a couple more pages. Let's put this on. You had an entire page dedicated to this old instruction thing. Another page talking about badass women from the past. Um, she even quotes Marie Curie at one point, and then she died of cancer. Yeah, because she carried around radium in her pocket. This book is dumb. They can't even put enough story in here to fill 22 pages without ads. And then they think they can just make an iridescent cover and charge you $1 more. And here, this has just been announced. It's going to second printing. Who is buying this book? Again, I did some research on this. I looked up, and people are raving on this on like Goodreads and that. That site is garbage. It really is. I've seen some real crap on there. Um, this can't be aimed at teen girls because it'd make them terrified of their period. This is only aimed at extreme feminist pussy hat wearing women, the ones who don't buy comics. I wasted my David Bowie joke already. Yeah, they. Who's buying this book? Who is this book aimed for? Because the ones that they are going for, the ones that they get on Tumblr, aren't buying it. They don't buy this stuff. They may buy the first issue and then take selfies with it just to show people. I gotta skip pages here. I forgot what I skipped. But they're not the ones who will sustain a book. You know who's buying this book? The reason why this book went to a second print, it's people like me. It's people who bought this damn book because we're idiots. And we're like, oh, this will be a good, I can rip on this and do a slam session. Yeah, no, they can't even, what happens? She has dinner and her parents go out to investigate a murder. This book could have been done in 8 pages. But no, we have to, I understand setting a mood, but you can't do that at the expense of plot and storytelling. You can't break up the tempo. You can't disturb the flow. Wow, that was completely unintentional. That was a completely unintentional pun. Oh, I'm done. Hey, guess what? I actually have Border Towns #2. And I'll be doing that. Probably I'll do that tomorrow. After reading this, I can't take day after day of bad books. I can't do this to myself. My blood pressure can't handle this. So I'm going to calm down, have a piece of pie, and relax. So thanks for watching. Come back tomorrow. I will have Border Town #3. I think I said #2. Border Town #3. And I have to get to Green Lantern #1. Let's have something good for a change. I can't do this to my stress levels. So once again, thanks for watching.